My name is Hiram Thomas. I am working on a project called Leadership Videos with my co-lead Charles William and team member Carmen Mills. We will be filming a 3-part series discussing leadership and its importance. The first video will be asking students and recent graduates their perspective on leadership. Then the next video will be asking people in leadership roles the importance of leadership. Finally, discussing the different leadership programs offered at the different colleges at FSU. Hi, I'm here with today
Breanna Waggoner.
And what is your intended major?
Public health.
And what year are you?
I'm a senior.
So I want to ask you your perspective on leaderships. And my first question is, what is leadership?
Leadership to me is someone you look up to, like a role model, someone that influences you, and someone that you could trust.
Hi, I'm here with today
Ariel Scott.
And what is your intended major?
I am receiving my master's in healthcare administration from Florida A&M University.
And I want to ask you some questions about leadership.
Of course.
My first question is, what is leadership?
Well, leadership is basically the action of leading an individual or organization.
Hi, I'm here with
Leyla.
And what is your intended major?
Psychology.
And I want to ask you some questions on leadership. My first question is, what is leadership?
What I think leadership is basically the ability to educate someone, like to trust someone and then get further from there on. If you can't lead someone, you can always follow them in the beginning and then become your own person from there on.
Hi, I'm here with today.
Rimsha. Hi.
And I'm going to ask you questions about leadership. What is your major?
My major is chemical engineering.
So, what is leadership?
For me, leadership means the ability to influence people, the ability to have a vision and have a goal, and have multiple people work towards that goal together.
Hi, I'm here with today.
My name is Toomey.
What is your intended major?
I am currently a behavioral neuroscience major at Florida State University.
So I want to ask you some different questions on leadership. My first question is, what is leadership?
Leadership to me is the ability to inspire and facilitate and coordinate either just a skill set or to basically influence people and to bring people together and lead them toward the common goal.
Why is leadership so important?
Leadership is important because it's important to look up to someone that has good characteristics, somebody that really shows great responsibility, and someone that you can follow into their path, I guess.
Why is leadership so important?
Leadership is important to me because basically leadership deals with guidance. So if there's no type of guidance, then there's no type of leadership, and everybody needs some sort of guidance.
Why is leadership so important?
I think it's important because we all have someone we look up to. It could be anyone, anyone really famous or anyone like you close by, like relative-wise, and we see that example and we just focus that on ourselves.
And why is leadership important?
I think leadership is very important because it makes a community into one. It brings people together. I think it's very important when it comes to having a goal. Working towards that goal, you need a leader, and you need people to come together as one and work towards it.
Why is leadership so important?
I think leadership is important because without leadership, there's sort of a chaos and there's no organization. You need leadership because you need a cohesive sort of union amongst people, and you need someone that can take the control and take the responsibility to manage.
And what makes a good leader?
A good leader to me is someone that holds accountability, qualities like accountability, empathy, someone that has great vision, someone that's very positive, someone that just stands out.
What makes a good leader?
A good leader will be someone who's very good with communicating, someone that will basically motivate you, and also lending out a helping hand. That's a very good leader, because some people seem to think that leaders just sit at the top when actually they supervise, but it's also good for them to lend out a helping hand. Where there's a need of help, they're there to help.
What makes a good leader?
Definitely someone who is trustworthy, someone you can relate to, and someone you can really like depend upon.
What makes a good leader?
There are many qualities I think that make a good leader. It's the ability to understand people, to communicate with them. It's the ability to understand what people need. To be just strong and independent as well.
What makes a good leader?
I think the qualities of a good leader definitely include someone who has good listening skills and is willing to take action and isn't afraid to do what is right versus what the majority of people may think that might be better or something, but to take the interests of especially, so not just everyone, but take the interest of every individual on the time.
And who do you think is a good leader and why?
Someone that is a good leader to me, I would say, is my grandparents. Only because they molded me into who I am today. And a lot of times, anything that I go through, any lessons that I've been taught, I always reflect back on the things that they've taught me.
Who do you think is a good leader and why?
I would think my mom is a good leader because now I'm in school. I want to become a director of a rehab, and she is one already. So I am basically following her footsteps and try to lead towards her way to being a director as well.
And who do you think is a good leader and why?
Who I think is a good leader?
Yes.
I would say, wow, let's think. I would say my dad. He really set the example for me. Like, he always took the role to be like the leader in the household, or like anywhere we really go. So I always like kind of learned from him because I also trusted him as well. And I think that he really set me up to, and he still does.
Who do you think is a good leader and why?
For me, one of the greatest leaders of all time was Martin Luther King Jr. I think he had a very strong vision and he worked towards it. He was empathetic, he had influence, he was just, he had all the qualities that you need to make a good leader.
Who do you think is a good leader and why?
So the best leader I can think of is my mother. I just know she's an amazing leader because she just inspires her team, and she has years of experience in management. And I just know that everyone that works for her and is around her is just inspired, and they think that just like the ideas that she has, she's so innovative, and I think that all those qualities really make a strong leader, and that she's just really capable of managing, and that's my strongest example.
And are leaders born or made?
I believe leaders can definitely be born a star and be made, because if you have prior knowledge and you learn different qualities of a leader, you can definitely mold yourself into becoming a leader.
Are leaders born or made?
I believe a leader is made due to the fact because once we're born, we learn, and our parents, teach us from right and wrong. So we make those choices of life that we want to portray. So basically, either we're going to lead or we don't want to be a leader. So I think it's made.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And do you think leaders are born or made?
What?
Do you think leaders are born or made?
I think they are both. Okay. Okay, so they're made because you can like learn from someone.
Yeah.
And I think they're born because some people are just natural leaders, that they say. Like, they just naturally, like, even like growing up in like school or something, like, oh, you would see that person as the leader, or like
Right.
they show leadership, like abilities and something. But then you can also gain knowledge from them.
Okay, well, thank you for your time. That was really good. And are leaders born or made?
Leaders are definitely made. I don't think they're born at all. Although we always hear like, oh, he was a born leader. I don't think that's a real thing. I think through certain circumstances in life, you're made a certain way. So it's more nurture than it is nature in this case.
Yeah, thank you for your time. That was really good. And are leaders born or made?
So I think, people say that you could be a natural born leader, and I think that some aspect of that is true depending on your personality, but I really think that your experiences and the life that you live really influences the kind of person you evolve into, and whether or not you're capable of becoming a powerful leader or not. So if I have to say, I don't think that leaders are born. I think leaders are made based off the experiences they go through in life.
Thank you. So first and foremost, I would like to thank everyone who stayed and watched to the end. And we will be uploading the second video of people in leadership roles asking them questions by June 29th. So be on the lookout for that video. Thank you again.